weekend, and unfortunately, I'm not too happy about the chance of rain, specifically on Friday or Saturday morning, Eric. But
I give her 70-degree temperatures. I give her sunshine all this time, and she's complaining about a little bit of rain, which, by the way, we actually need.
I know.
Yeah, you give us a little bit of rain.
Shame on me.
Shame on Kim. That's right.
A little bit of rain.
Eric, what do you think about that? You think women are safer drivers than men?
You're going to make me wade into this
am
debate?
going to make you, yes.
That's Kim.
And just think Elizabeth is watching.
Always got to watch her. She's always trying to set you up for a fall. I'm not repeating. These storms moving extremely quickly. They are moving at 40, 50 miles per hour. That means if a tornado warning is issued, which we now have for northwestern Columbus County and western sections of Bladen County, that you don't have very long to react. Now,
Just one of the sights you see now when you go to New York.
I bet it's cold there, though. Wouldn't you think it'd be a little chilly to be dropping your pants?
Not really.
No?
No.
Warm there too, huh?
Great pants dropping weather right now in New York City.
You sound like you speak from experience, Eric.
I don't, but I guess if you're going that route, it's not all that bad in New York City. Now, if you're in the western part of the U.S., maybe somewhere like Denver or Minneapolis, you probably don't want to do that. Well, you probably don't want to do it anyway, but you certainly wouldn't want to do it because of the weather. 63 right now in Wilmington, 50 Fayetteville, but notice the temperatures get a lot colder as you head closer to the beach, and there's a good reason for that. It's because of the colder water temperatures. Remember, the water temperatures, even though the air temperatures have been running in the 80s, especially away from the coast, the water temperatures still running in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. So what this is doing, it's setting up a sea breeze boundary. We've kind of drawn this in for you. And again, along the beaches the next couple of days, the last couple of days, and for the next couple of days, highs have been running mostly in the 70s, but even some 60s for highs because of the very cold water, whereas you move on the other side of the sea breeze boundary, and that's the case at the airport. Remember, the Wilmington Airport is right here over in western sections of New Hanover.
It's Eric Davis with your first alert weather.
Welcome back. One of the big topics of conversation on our WECT Facebook page today has been the fact that it's been very smoky across New Hanover County. You've probably noticed it the last couple of days. Let me explain what's going on right now. This is a map of Brunswick County right here. This is kind of the general vicinity of where the Orton Plantation is. This is Highway 133. So again, this is the Cape Fear River. This is Brunswick County. And what we have going on right now are controlled burns across Brunswick County, particularly in the vicinity of the Orton Plantation. Now, as we widen out the map, what we're seeing today, of course, southwesterly winds, and at times we've been seeing these winds gusting over 20 miles per hour. So what's happening basically is all this smoke being generated by these controlled burns over Brunswick County. That smoke is being brought right into New Hanover County. We've had lots of reports of smoke in the Monkey Junction area. We've had reports of smoke up around Riceville Beach, and looking more and more. I've been kind of focusing on that storm because it is looking very impressive right now, and it is getting very close to the towns right now of Delway and Harrells. Those towns definitely very much in jeopardy. Look at that hook echo. You can see it very nicely right now showing up on the First Alert Digital Doppler. It's that gate-to-gate shear that we're talking about, and again, this classic inflow notch which we're seeing, and again, the circulation center right about here, and that's going to look at that on velocity. It's really showing up very, very nicely. You've got the greens one direction for the radar, the reds the other direction for the radar. That's the gate-to-gate shear that we're talking about, and this is getting ready to cross Highway 421 right in the vicinity of Delway and Harrell. So again, this is in Sampson County that we're talking about. Very
storm would bring us heavy rain and wind, and it has delivered. So what's next?
It looks like more heavy rain and maybe some stronger winds here as we head through the evening and overnight hours. But the good news for us, Ashley, the storm is still going to track at least probably 200 miles or so offshore. So we will continue to feel the fringe effects of this very large storm. But tropical storm warnings do remain in effect for the coastal counties, New Hanover, Brunswick, Pender, and Onslow County. And we could see some winds gusting close to tropical storm force, maybe in Bladen and Columbus before all is said and done. I do think the strongest winds are going to occur late tonight, maybe around midnight. Right now, the storm is located about 300 miles to the southeast of Wilmington. The 5 p.m. numbers haven't changed much. 30.2 north, 75.2 west, sustained winds, 75 miles per hour. Pressure holding at about 961 millibars, but it is moving northeast at 13 miles per hour. That is not directly towards our coast, but it will be directly towards some other locations. You can see heavy rain bands still pounding the coast. Some parts of Brunswick and New Hanover County have seen over 2 inches of rain, while little rainfall has fallen in places like Elizabethtown, Clinton, and points westward towards Interstate 95. Now, the winds are interesting. We are now seeing some gusts. It looks like 41 mile per hour gusts in the last hour at Riceville Beach. But look at Frying Pan Shoals. That's this buoy right here off the southeast coastline. 60 mile per hour wind gusts now as that center of the storm draws a little bit closer to many of these areas. We will have the complete First Alert forecast, though, coming up in just a few moments. Ashley?
All right, thanks, Eric. And remember, if you lose power this weekend, you can still stay connected and get updates from us on your
Or
smartphone.
a mild morning outside. Let's go over to Eric. He's got more of the forecast.
That's right, and no major problems, at least right now, in the city of Wilmington. We continue to see excellent visibility right now. I've been checking some of the traffic cameras and the First Alert Battleship camera. We continue to see good visibility right now in the city of Wilmington, but the winds have now gone calm, and we do see the temperatures dropping a little bit. 59 degrees officially at the airport, humidity at 94%, but another day of unseasonably warm conditions are expected. Once again, high temperatures expected to be about 20 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year. That means, yes, mid and upper 70s once again. Probably not quite record-setting highs in Wilmington. Our record high for today is 78 degrees. Don't think we're going to quite get there, but it certainly could be very close in at least some locations. Visibilities look like they're now improving in many locations, but still a half-mile visibility in Whiteville. So again, watch out that corridor. Highway 74, 76 heading into Lake Waccamaw. Probably some patchy dense fog, especially in some of those low-lying areas of Columbus County. Quarter-mile visibility in Lumberton, a mile and 3/4. But overall, it looks like the visibilities are starting to trend up. So maybe the worst of the fog problems are behind us at this point. But I think at least for another hour, hour and a half, you may have to deal with some dense fog in at least some locations. Whiteville continues to run a lot colder than the rest of the area. 48 degrees, 58 in Elizabethtown, 53 Kenansville. Look at Jacksonville, 60 degrees. Remember, our normal high for this time of the year is supposed to be 56 degrees. So already in Wilmington, we're starting off 3 degrees above our normal high. Now, it isn't warm everywhere. There's cold air across other parts of the country. Notice the warm air does surge northward. New York City now at 50 degrees, 51 in Boston. But other parts of the country, no mistaking, it's wintertime. 5 degrees right now, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Look at Denver. 5 degrees below zero. Over the weekend, the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos actually playing the coldest weather game of the year, with temperatures by the end of the game dropping into the single digits. 7 as far south as Albuquerque, New Mexico. So there is plenty of cold air in the western part of the U.S., and eventually at least a piece of this colder air will start to push its way eastward, and I do expect by the end of the week that temperatures will begin to drop. We're not talking about anything excessively cold, but it will be back to more normal January weather. Satellite picture, mostly clear skies right now with those patchy areas of fog. Rain now moving into the western part of the state. Yes, rain around Boone. 56 right now with some showers in Boone, and Asheville also checking in with some showers as well. Some of this activity could reach as far east as Interstate 95, but as of right now, I'm going to keep the forecast dry in southeastern North Carolina for the balance of today. So our day planner is showing the temperatures rising to about 68 degrees at 10 o'clock, 73 degrees at lunchtime. We'll see a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. Definitely feeling more like April than January. A little more cloud cover as we head towards 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now it's time to see if the fog causing any problems on the area roadways. Here's a look. Here's Carolyn Waldrop.
Thanks, Eric. Well, good morning. The southbound lane of Carolina Beach Road is still completely
Davis with your First Alert weather.
Welcome back. Certainly was a great day for a Christmas parade, and I think we've got someone in this picture who looks kind of familiar. I think it's our own Ashley Kozakowski, who happened to be the Grand Marshal of the Bolivia Christmas Parade. This is a picture that was actually submitted to us on our WECT Facebook page. Thank you for sending this in. Now, last night I was warning Ashley that she might want to bundle up if she's heading out to the parade, and it looks like she listened to my advice. She still said she was a little cold, but she had the hat, check, the gloves, and the heavy coat on. A good thing, because wind chills this morning actually running in the 20s across southeastern North Carolina. When the parade got underway around 11 o'clock this morning in Bolivia, well, the wind chills were probably still running in the 30s, so she was probably thankful she had the hat, the gloves, and everything else. Now, you're not going to need those things quite as much tomorrow. Maybe early in the morning you will, but we're not going to have as much wind tomorrow, and I do expect the temperatures to warm up. Precipitation-wise, we're in good shape. If you're doing some traveling tomorrow, if you're heading out to do the last-minute Christmas shopping, rainfall chance at 0% all day tomorrow. We're expecting sunny skies, but as we head into Monday, that's going to change. Clouds are going to begin to increase as a weak system begins to move in our direction. And for Christmas Eve, we are going to put a small chance of some showers in the forecast, particularly for Monday night. Just in time, it looks like, for Santa's arrival. Numbers for today in Wilmington, we topped out at 50 degrees, well below where we should be for this time of the year. Morning low was 35, but a little bit deceptive because of all the wind we had. Westerly winds this morning, 15 miles per hour plus. 58 and 37 are the normals for this time of the year, and we could use a little bit of rain. It is abnormally dry now across southeastern North Carolina and parts of western and central North Carolina, actually in a moderate drought. So a lot of the state really could use some rain, and maybe at least one good chance of some rain as we head into the extended forecast. Right now in Wilmington, 39 degrees. Still have a little bit of a west wind at 5 miles per hour, but that's a far cry from the 15 to 20 mile per hour winds we were seeing over the last 24 hours. humidity at 57%, and the pressure now 30.13 inches. 36 in Jacksonville, the cold spot. Kenansville now at 31 degrees. 34 in Whiteville, 37 degrees in Lumberton. These temperatures will drop a little bit more before the night is out. Many temperatures tomorrow morning actually running in the upper 20s when you wake up. But again, fortunately, we do expect lots of sunshine. The temperatures will shoot up pretty quickly once the sun comes up. A little bit of lake effect snow across the northeast, but that's about the only big travel problem across either the eastern or central part of the United States. So we're looking at temperatures falling tonight down into the 30s, especially as you wake up tomorrow morning, probably some lower 30s, maybe even some 20s in some outlying areas. But again, the wind, not much of an issue for tomorrow. In fact, the winds will actually start to shift to the southwest as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. A couple of clouds beginning to stream in as we head towards 3 o'clock. Some showers beginning to build with a weak system back across the Tennessee Valley and the lower Mississippi Valley. And some of that moisture is going to start to move in our direction as we head towards tomorrow night, and particularly for Monday. Mostly cloudy skies, temperature around 40 at wake up, but at least a couple of showers are expected to arrive just in time for Christmas Eve. Again, snow nowhere near us. It's going to be up around Maryland, maybe parts of Pennsylvania, but obviously not here in southeastern North Carolina. So for the rest of tonight, clear skies, 29 for the overnight low, light winds expected. Tomorrow, pretty nice day once we get past the morning. Sunny skies, close to 60 degrees for your high. And it gets even warmer, it looks like, for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. 64 degrees on Monday, 64 again on Tuesday, just a slight chance of some showers. A much more substantial storm system, though, affecting much of the eastern U.S., but we're going to be on the warm side of this system, so showers and maybe even some strong to severe storms on Wednesday, 69, and we do cool off Thursday and Friday behind that front. Let's take a look at the fishing game forecast. Looks like the best time to head out a little bit after 10 o'clock in the...
This is out at the Sounds of Summer concert. Eric, you ready to have the band go on? You got a little bit of a breeze. I can see the trees going. Tell me what you have going on out there.
I know you've been talking a lot about the heat wave, but trust me, the heat wave has not arrived at Riceville Beach Park. That's where we are tonight. Dutch Treat is the band, and believe me, you are in for a treat. All kinds of great music coming up. We've got 70s, 80s, 90s, and we've got this outfit. I mean, this is worth the price of admission alone, which, by the way, is free. It's something else we should admit as well. Free admission, Riceville Beach Park. Dutch, why don't you tell us a little bit about the music you're playing tonight and this outfit?
About my outfit
and the music.
When you can play the Steve Perry songs, you get to wear this vest.
Ah, that's the key.
70s, disco from the 70s.
The 2005 landfall of Hurricane Katrina along the U.S. Gulf Coast not only caused massive destruction in many areas, it also revealed the lack of a policy regarding pets. Before Katrina struck in August of 2005, massive evacuations of the U.S. Gulf Coast were ordered. Most people obeyed the orders and did just that. However, many pet owners had to make a wrenching choice due to lack of shelters for animals. They either had to abandon their pets to the mercy of this monster storm, or worse, risk their own lives by riding out Katrina. A year after the storm, Congress passed a law called the Pets Evacuation and Standards Act. This law required state and local governments to factor pets into their disaster evacuation plans. Coastal counties in southeastern North Carolina have learned the lessons from Katrina, says Warren Lee, New Hanover County's Emergency Management Director, and today each county has a pet shelter.
We provide facilities. There's no excuse for someone to abandon an animal and not take care of them if they're planning to not be there to where the animal is. You know, if you're going to leave your home, don't leave the animal in the home. Take the animal to safe haven. Make sure it's taken care of just as you do your family.
Many hotels and veterinarians can house pets too, but if you want to protect your pets from the big storm, you'll need to plan ahead.
Right now, we don't currently have any kind of a reservation process. Our shelters are all first come, first serve. You know, you need to plan early, come early when the shelter opens, and that way you're assured a spot for your animal.
Lee says that you can expect your pets to stay in a separate part of the shelter away from people.
We shelter the pets in a separate part of the school. You know, as strange as it may seem, there are folks who have animals who still have allergies of one sort or another. So we try to isolate the animals from the humans. We keep them one on one end of the school and one on the other. But, you know, during the day we do allow the pet owners to go and visit their animals.
Dr. Christine Carmine, a veterinarian at Riceville Beach Animal Hospital, reminds us that there are other things to consider when it comes to pet planning for hurricanes.
What I would recommend is that pet owners make sure that their pets are current on all their vaccinations. Make sure that they have collars with identification. Microchips are ideal in case those collars become detached. You also want to have a good supply of water and dog food on hand.
Dr. Carmine tells us that some of the biggest dangers to pets come after the storm has passed.
If you have power lines down or chemicals in the environment that may have spilled that they could get into, I think you may be more likely to have snakes.
Dogs and cats are welcome at any pet shelter. Unfortunately, there is no accommodation for exotic pets such as birds. As is the case with your regular hurricane preparation, now is the time to get your emergency pet supplies and make a pet evacuation plan for your family. Eric Davis, WECT News.